straight and tall. As you sit in swastikasana and cross the center shin bones, right? Put your hands right beside your side hips and press down. In fact, make a fist, it'll work better. Press down with that fist until you feel your hips hover. Now, as your hips hover, relax the abdomen, descend, inner groins, but especially outer groins, so you feel the release of the buttock downward. Keep all that space that you've created. Very, very slowly. Bring the weight down into the buttock bones again. And then bring the palms together. Lift the chest and close the eyes. And turn the attention inward. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Soften the jaw. Notice the breath in the side body, the side ribs. And then join me for the sound of Om. Maintaining the lift to the chest, release the head down towards the heart center. And surrender there. Then release the hands with the palms up. Bring the head up with closed eyes. And gently open the eyes. Let's start this afternoon in Adho Mukha Virasana, child's pose. So maintain the outer groins back and down. As you lengthen the frontal body forward. If it feels like the head drops significantly, put something under your head. But let the forehead rest down. Spread and press the palms so there's a lift to the forearms. Continue to deepen the frontal groin as you lengthen through the side body. Then keep the hands where they are, lift up, turn your toes under in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So straight away, bring the length into the side body again. Then as you lift through the knees, press the heels back and down so that the buttock flesh does descend towards the heels. Broaden across the mound of the foot to bring a broadness into the back thigh, back groin region. Then walk the hands to the feet. Hold the elbows for soft Uttanasana. Relax the abdomen and lengthen the side waist, the side ribs, the outer armpit, even the collarbones down towards the ground. Then change the crossing. Then again, walk the hands forward, downward dog. And bring the knees down to child's pose. Put the hands under the shoulders, push the floor away, and come up with the head last. Then get a bolster and bring it back to your mat. So once you have that bolster back there on your mat, turn it so that the kind of narrow edge faces forward. Okay. Have a seat on the front of that bolster. The legs forward like so. I'll back up a little. Push out through your heel bones, feel the buttock flesh or the buttock bones, roll to the heels, then broaden the mound of the foot so the back leg broadens. Then we're taking Bharadvajasana 1, so sweep your legs to your left. I'm mirroring you, so it should look similar on the screen. So your left heel's at your outer left hip, hook into your outer groins, pull down. Roll the corners of the shoulders back, upper arms out. Then take the right hand to the back of the bolster, take the left hand, palm down to your left knee. Lift the chest and turn. Just begin that gentle turn initially. Relax the abdomen, but as you bend your left elbow, feel those thick back ribs move in the direction of that elbow. And take the hand to the far knee and continue, right knee. Let the gaze lift and look over your back right shoulder. And exhale, release to center. Change sides. Look the outer groins down. Look to see that your knees point forward, right? Then left hand comes back, right hand to the right knee, bend the elbow to get that action of the back ribs. It's not so intense when you're holding this knee, but feel how it helps teach those back ribs on the right side to move away from the spine. Then take your hand to the left knee, and again, bend the elbow and turn. Lift the chest and look up and over the left shoulder. And exhale, return to center. Go back to the first side. So this time, I'm just going to take it a step further, and we'll take full Bharavajasana 1. If it's too much for your shoulder or anything like that, you just do exactly what you just did. But you're going to take your right hand and take it behind the back and hold your left bicep. Then you have that forearm right there in those middle back ribs. They should move in and up towards the chest, even as the buttock descends. Relax the abdomen. Now your left hand, the back of that hand slides down the inner left leg. Now you have to kind of lean a little bit forward to do that. Go on, lean a little forward, and you'll find that those thick back left ribs can move forward more. As you press the back of the hand into the knee, turn your left upper arm out, lift the chest and look over the right shoulder. Then take the hand to the outer edge of the right knee and do the same thing. You lean a little forward. It'll start to give you the opportunity to put that palm all the way on the ground. So it's like my fingers at least come down. I lean a little forward, I turn, but the buttock descends. And I look up and over that back shoulder. Groin soft, abdomen soft, breathe. Turn, that's your left arm. Feel that upper left arm turn out. Then that left shoulder blade and those thick back ribs work in concert. And exhale to come back to center. All right, other side. So take that left arm behind, hold the right bicep, sit tall. Relax that shoulder, that left shoulder. Breathe. Then back of the right hand slides to the inner right knee, but feel it's sort of like you tilt forward to get the back of that hand to the inner knee. The chest lifts and turns, but then you press the back of the right hand into that knee to get that turn all the way up into the right shoulder blade. Then take the back of the left hand to the outer right knee, right hand to the outer left knee, pardon me, and turn. And you lean a little forward and you work with that right hand. So it's going to come closer to the ground. Get that turn, even in the arm and the shoulder blade. And then release back to center. Straighten both legs. So Dandasana action, just be there on that bolster. Lift the hips a little bit so the buttock bones flow to the back of the heels. Then set the buttock bones down and spread the mounds of the foot so the back thigh broadens. Reach the arms up and hook the thumbs and draw deeply upward. Feel as the mounds of the foot broaden, the kneecaps lift, and that works to help the top front thighs descend. Switch the hooking of your thumb and pull up. Feel those thick back ribs in. Turn the upper arms. Turn them forward. And then release. Take downward dog again. Buttock bones to the heels, spread the mounds of the foot so the back groin broadens. Then walk the hands back to the feet. Feet stay hips distance. In Uttanasana, bring the palms of the hands to your outer shin bones and press in to help the outer ankles firm in. Now from there, lift through the inner ankles. So the inner leg has a sense of lifting up, which helps the tailbone be in. And you can then work to descend the side waist, the side ribs. Keep the weight shifting towards the mounds of the foot. And then with your inhale, come on up. Tadasana. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Then with your inhale, jump. Utthita Trikonasana to your right side. So strengthen through the legs, outer left heel, mound of the right big toe. And as you lengthen the right side body, flow those thick back right ribs downward and forward towards the wall you can see to help you turn the chest towards the left. Breathe through the nose. Inhale, lift from the left arm, come up. Change sides. Outer right heel down to take the right front thigh back. Mound of the left big toe down to take the outer left hip in. Now work those two things so the tailbone is firm. Lengthen the left side body and roll those thick back left ribs downward and forward, just like you did in Bharamajasana. Exhale, turn the chest to the right. Inhale, lift from the right arm, come up. Turn the feet forward. Exhale, jump, Tadasana. One more time, just like that, jump. Go to the right. Come on into the pose as you're ready. So on the second round, basically work to increase what you did in the first round, right? But do increase it. Left thigh back. This flesh of your outer left thigh should sweep towards the wall behind you. The flesh of your outer right thigh should hug in to keep the tailbone in. Lengthen the frontal spine. Lengthen the right side body as you turn the chest to the left. Inhale, lift from your left arm, come up. Change sides. So again, this outer left thigh region should feel like that flesh sweeps back when you've got the leg correctly placed. Hug the outer left hip in so the tailbone's in and lengthen the frontal spine. All the way from the pubis to the front of the collarbones. Lengthen as you turn. You had to do that to some degree in Bharamajasana, right? To look over the back shoulder. Lengthen, turn, and look towards that right hand. Inhale, pull up from the right arm, come to standing and turn your feet forward. Then exhale, jump, Tadasana. Parivrita, Trikonasana. Inhale, jump, bring your hands to your waist. We're gonna turn to the right side. So left foot in, right leg out, pivot on the mound of the left big toe. Now again, outer left heel down, mound of the right big toe down. Now turn your chest. Inhale, and with your exhale, come forward, keep that outer left heel down, tailbone in. And you're gonna bring the left hand to either the inner foot or if you can to the outer foot, your choice. Now mound the right big toe down. So that outer right hip also firms in. The pubic plate should move towards your inner right thigh. And the abdomen lengthens forward. Don't let it get caught in there between your inner thigh and the pubic plate. Lengthen forward. Then exhale and turn. Make the legs more and more firm as you take the right arm up. Remember those thick back left ribs. They got to do that turning for you. Now, exhale, and as you inhale, bring your left hand over your left foot and come up. Good. Hands to the waist. Turn towards the left. So pivot on the mound of the right big toe. But now seal that outer right heel bone down. Keep it. Turn the chest to the left. Mound of the left big toe down. So as you come forward, keep your brain also on that outer back heel. So that as it goes down, it keeps the tailbone in. When the tailbone is in, the abdomen has the opportunity to go forward. It has less of a chance to get stuck between your inner thigh and your pubic plate. So now, mound of the left big toe down. The pubis will move towards that inner left thigh. Lengthen and exhale to turn. That left arm can reach up. Keep the back right heel bone down. Tailbone in. So just like in that Padmasana, right? The thick back ribs have to move so you can lengthen the frontal spine. Same is true here. Now back heel stays down. And with your inhale, bring the right hand over the right ankle and come up. Good. Exhale, jump, Tadasana. Good. Let's do that again. One more time. Inhale, jump. Turn the legs to the right. Turn the back foot in a little more. Then with your exhale, keep that back outer heel down. You're going to take the arms around and work to go straight into the pose. Outer right hip in by working with the mound of the right big toe. Lengthen and turn. Flow the abdomen towards your right hand. Left shoulder blade and thick back left ribs down towards your right foot. Then inhale, left hand over left ankle, come up. Good, turn to the left. Turn the right foot in, but then turn it in again. Turn it a little more than you would for triangle, right? Then you're gonna exhale, keep that outer right heel bone down as you come into the pose. Outer left hip in. The abdomen should lift if you keep that back heel down, right? And turn. Breathe through the nose, and when you keep the tailbone in, thanks to the legs, feel how you can keep working at elongating the spine, that turning those back ribs downward. Right shoulder blade, right ribs to the left foot. Then inhale, right hand over the right ankle, turn forward. Good, everybody. Jump, Tadasana. Feet hips distance. Inhale, lift the arms up. Crawl up, get as much height, length as you can. Make the legs strong now. Think Tadasana legs. So if you have Tadasana legs, the outer ankles firm in, the inner ankles lift up, and it should make your frontal spine feel like, wow, I just got longer. Now exhale, come forward. Keep those strong legs, hold the elbows. And again, relax the abdomen as you awaken the legs more and more. Keep the kneecaps lifted. Continue to open the back portion of the knees, the back portion of the upper knees. Then inhale and come on up to standing, Tadasana. Good. Utthita Parsvakonasana. Inhale, jump. Turn the legs to the right. And with your exhale, bend that right leg, bring the right hand down. Lift through the left arm and lift through your inner left ankle towards the inner left thigh. Feel how that whole left side has a buoyancy to it, but keep the right heel bone down. Turn the left arm, lift again, and exhale, take that arm overhead. Divide the body from this left side waist. Then inhale and come up. Turn forward, other side. Bend and bring the left hand down, right arm up. Get the lift of the inner right ankle to the inner right thigh. Pull up with the right arm. Yet the center left heel bone is down. Turn the arm, lift again. And exhale, take that arm overhead. Still this outer right thigh, it should feel like it kind of sweeps back if you get that lift of the inner leg. Divide the body in half from your right side waist. Inhale, come up. With your exhale, jump, Tadasana. Shoulders away from the ears, flow the arms downward. Keep the legs strong. One more time. Jump. Turn the legs to the right. Inhale with your exhale. Come on in. Bring yourself into the full pose. And when you get there, right, outer left heel down so you get that lift of the inner left ankle. Press the right heel so the tailbone's in. Now, lengthen the right side waist, this area, right, lengthen. And flow those thick back right ribs down as if they're going down, but imagine they're trying to get in front of your right thigh. Flow them down and turn the chest to the left. Inhale, lift from the left arm. Come on. Take a breath. And last one, last chance. Come on in. Lift the inner right ankle to the inner right thigh. Lift the right arm and take it overhead. So now, left heel bone down, roll that left knee into your left arm. It'll give you some traction to do the rest. Lengthen the left side waist, but now work those thick back ribs. They need to roll down, but it's like someone has their hand behind you, rolling them almost in front of your left thigh. Turn them to turn the chest towards the ceiling. Then inhale, come up. Turn forward. Exhale and jump. Tadasana. Downward dog. Child's pose. Now bring your hands under your shoulders, push the floor away, and with an inhale, come up with your head last. All right, everybody. So now I'm just going to turn around so I have a better angle with the screen. We're going to take a couple of the stages towards Parivrtta Parsvakonasana. So we're going to start standing on the shin bones, buttock descending, shin bones down. So come on with me. Bring the hands to the waist, but press the top of the feet, the top of the ankles, and you're trying to press your shin bones down until you feel the buttock descend and the mid buttock and tailbone come in. Hands on the waist. Then step the right foot forward and re-engage the left leg to work just like it did a moment ago. You're going to reach the left arm up, but you're going to take your hand to your abdomen. So when I exhale, I'm going to drag my abdomen to the right, whoosh, and then I'm going to hook only my elbow corner right there on the outer knee. So I'm not trying to get a deep crease at all, just the elbow on the outer right knee, then right hand comes to the right waist. Now, look to your right. Don't try and hook super deeply, please. Press your left shin bone down, feel the tailbone in. Press that elbow corner against your outer knee corner and lengthen the left side body and turn from those thick back left ribs. You shouldn't be very low at all. In fact, it should feel like the buttock goes down and in turn it lifts the abdomen up and to the right. Now keep pressing with the elbow against that outer knee until it feels like you're trying to roll those thick back ribs forward in the direction that you're kind of gazing. And then release. Come back to sitting on the shin bones, Vajrasana. Buttock bones down. Good, just rest your hands. So understand we're working with those thick back ribs in tandem with keeping the tailbone in, right? So that way it keeps the strain out of the back, out of the lower back, right? That lumbar spine region. Lumbar spine is a vulnerable region of the body, right? Why? Because it's a part of the spine that's all on its own there, right? It's above the heavy pelvic bones, but below the heavy rib bones. It's just a part of the spine that's there on its own. So it has to rely upon the tailbone in and the abdominal region lifting. Okay? So come on up. Shin bones down so that you feel that. Tailbone in. Oh, abdominal region's lifting. And therefore, the low back should feel like nothing really. Now I'm turning away from camera. So you're going to step your left foot forward, square at the knees, square at both knees. But repress the right shin bone down. So you really get this descent in the buttock, but an ascent in the frontal hip bones. Reach the right arm up, left hand onto your abdomen. Take a breath, and as you exhale, drag the abdomen left and hook the elbow corner right on your outer knee corner, and then bring the left hand to the waist. Now, right shin bone down so the tailbone's in. Inner left heel bone down so the abdomen can turn to the left. Now, lengthen the right side body and feel those thick back right ribs turn. They turn towards the ground, but then they do more than that. It's like they want to turn to the outer edge of your left thigh. So how does that become possible? By pressing the right shin bone down, by moving the abdomen from right to left, and by lengthening the right side body, but also the frontal spine. And then release back to center and have a seat. Okay, ready for second stage. So we're going to do the same thing again, except this time, just watch this time. This time, when you sweep the abdomen, this elbow, the left elbow in this case, is going to catch your middle thigh. I haven't widened the distance between my legs. I'm simply shortening from the outer elbow to that middle thigh. Then the free hand, your right hand, can turn the right thigh in, which helps the abdomen go to the left. It's like you ring out there. Work to get, I have to exhale to do it, right in that middle thigh, so that you can bring the hands down in this one if you want. And here's the weird thing about this. But watch, when I press that back leg, watch what happens. Do you see how I can get the hand down a little bit more? When I press the back leg down, it gives me more reach. So I want you to try and experience that. When that back shin's down, those thick back left ribs go further, okay? So let's try that. Okay, right leg forward, you're not changing your distances. Left shin bone down, lift the chest. Maintain the stability of the back leg, left arm up. Use your right hand to sweep the abdomen, exhale, sweep and hook the middle thigh. Then use your right hand, turn the flesh of that thigh in and hook again. And exhale several times to try and get the left side body closer to your outer right thigh. Then you'll reach the left hand down, right hand on the right waist. Then push the left shin bone down and flow those thick back left ribs to the floor and see if your left hand can reach further. Breathe. If you don't reach the floor, it's okay. You can use a brick. Now keep that push to the left shin. Reach your right arm straight up and turn the chest to the right. Oh, turn the chest to the right. Good, everyone. Release and, ooh, come on out of there. Good. Rest for a second. Recover. Then stand on those shin bones, tailbone in, left leg forward. So maintain the press of the right leg. Lift the right arm up. Feel how that lift of the arm helps the lift of the frontal hip bones. Right? It's just the second side of the coin. Use your left hand at the abdomen. Take a breath, and with your exhale, hook that elbow to the middle of the thigh. Then use your left hand. Turn the flesh of that thigh inward and work to get more and more of the arm to hook. You can hear I can't talk and do this side very well. Then, once you get in there, straighten the right arm towards the floor and press your left shin bone down to get a deeper reach of that right back rib region. stand into that right shin bone, reach the left arm up, turn the chest to the left. And then release. Sit back on the heels, rest. Take child's pose. Be sure that the skin of the forehead pulls towards the brow. I think all of you know that, but just be sure. Then place your hands under your shoulders, push the floor away, and inhale, come up. So here's what it's going to look like. It's exactly what you just did, but, you know, as these things go. So once I bring the right leg up, and once I get that left elbow to hook, I have to not talk. But I'm going to get this arm to go this way, and this arm to go that way. Then I've got to hold. I push my back shin bone down. I lengthen the frontal spine. I move those thick back ribs, and exhale, I turn my chest to the ceiling. Now my right leg, that's the front one, watch. Do you see how it pushes into my right arm? It helps me turn. If it pushes out into the arm, it gets this part to firm in, and it helps me turn. So that's the story. The second side I'll show you, because I want you to see what the hands do. So this hand comes under. I can only grab fingertips on this side, but you see I grab. Now my right hip is facing you, it's out. So when I push down, the right hip is in. It lets me lengthen. Now when I press my left knee into my left arm, my left hip is in, and it lets me turn. Okay, so in other words, the actions of both legs are critical to keep you stable so you can turn. Let's do it. Your turn. Okay, right leg's gonna come forward. Keep that same squared off stance. So right arm's gonna reach way up. Press that left shin bone down. I'm sorry, left arm. Your right leg's forward. Right hand's gonna hold your abdomen. Exhale, turn. Hook that middle thigh. Use your right hand. Turn the thigh in. I'll do it partially with you. And hook in there. Hook deeper. Exhale, hook deeper. Exhale, hook deeper. Then take the left hand. I help it with my right hand. It goes between the two legs and back by your right waist. Your right hand goes back and you hook the fingertips. Now, your left hip is hanging out. So push into your left shin bone and feel how that left outer hip hugs in. Lengthen the frontal spine. Start that turn from the thick back left ribs, but push your right knee into your right arm and feel how that gives you traction to take your right hip in. Tailbone's firm and the spine can turn towards the right. Breathe. And then exhale, let go, release. Sit back on your two shin bones. When you get those bindings, they're difficult, but they're so good for the shoulders. But they allow for a different sort of expansion inside. So that's why it's worth working at. Other side. Left foot forward. So right shin bone down. Outer right hip is in, tailbone's in. Right arm up, hand to your abdomen. Now feel how your frontal hip bones lift up. Exhale, drag the abdomen left and hook at the middle thigh. Use your left hand, turn that thigh in and hook deeper. And exhale, hook deeper. And exhale, hook deeper. Do that until it feels like you're going to put your outer armpit on that knee. Then Bring your right hand beneath you. Bring your left hand back and fingertips. Then, once you've got that, press the right shin bone down, right outer hip comes in. Lengthen the frontal spine. Turn to the left and press your left knee into your left arm so that the outer hips are firm, the spine lengthens, and you get that freedom to turn. Release the arms. Sit back on your heels. Knees apart. Child's pose. Downward dog. Spread the mounds of the foot. Get that lift of the inner leg again here. So the tailbone is in, but the palms press well. Then walk the hands back to the feet. And inhale. And come on up. Padmasana. So I really want you to catch Tadasana. Buttock to the heels, spread the mounds of the foot so the front thighs are back. So that your tailbone is in by stabilizing the front body back body forward, tailbone's in. There's a gathering, right, in the outer gluteals. Roll the shoulders back and straighten the arms. So the sides of the neck lengthen and the crown of the head lifts. Interlock your fingers. Bring the hands behind the head and turn the outer upper arms forward so that you see your upper arms are parallel to one another. Your outer elbows are rolling forward. Now, your triceps are here. They're facing me, right? You've turned your upper arm. Here are the triceps. Roll the triceps upward and press your forearms even with the ceiling. Keep your legs awake, thighs back, buttock down, so that tailbone's in, and move your center thoracic spine in by lifting the arms up. And feel how you are already doing Shirshasana. So now release it and do it upside down. Shirshasana. But of course, obviously, I want you to pay attention to those parts of your arm. And how the tailbone is in. Okay. If you're not doing Shirshasana today, sit in Virasana for a few breaths and then take Supta Virasana with support, with blankets or bolsters. Okay. So if you're not familiar with that, all of you in the class are, but it's because I'm taping this. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, Supta Virasana will look like this. You'll sit first, then you'll move forward of the bolster, sit between your heels, lift the chest and lie back. You'll hold the elbows and lengthen, and there's your pose. The rest of you, headstand. And once you're up in that headstand, take the feet a little apart, push up through the heels, recreate the buttock to the heels action, maintain it. Bring the big toe mounds together and spread the mounds of the foot so the front thighs move back.
And look how you can maintain the tailbone in from there. Breathe into the side body so that your outer upper arms turn forward and the center forearm presses towards the ground along with the outer wrists. And breathe into the side body. Separate the feet, push up through the heels, buttock to the heels. Bring the big toe mounds together, press up through the mounds of the foot, front thighs lengthening upward. Keep the big toe mounds together, bend the knees towards your butt, or bend your feet towards your buttock, knees towards the ceiling, Virasana in Shirshasana. Keep the buttock lifted and feel how the tailbone can come in. Then from there, press your forearms down, round the back and bring the knees towards your chest. Buttock rolls to the heels and set the toes down lightly. Child's pose. Bring your hands under your shoulders, press the floor away, come up with the head last. Then you can open up your mat. Go ahead and do that. Then lie on your back and hug your legs in. If there's abdominal issues going on, or if you're on your menstrual cycle, you're going to take your legs up the wall. All right? Otherwise, be here. Pull the shin bones straight down. Then bring your hands, you're going to take flat palms to the floor and lift your hips and put the hands under your outer buttock. So you'll feel that the sides and lower buttock is lifted and the abdomen falls back more completely. Then straighten the legs, heels towards the ceiling, buttock bones towards the heels. Urdhva Prasarita Padmasana at a 90 degrees. Now from there, broaden the mounds of the foot towards the ceiling. Feel how that broadening the mounds of the foot, right, firms this outer region of your calves right there, firms that region in. Feel from within how your two buttock bones flow in the direction of the heels. Maintain that. Bring your hands out from under the buttock and hold the sides of your mat and press the mat, hold on and push it forward, away from you. Keep the same actions with your legs. Abdomen deep. You should be able to feel that the low back spreads out on the ground. Now keep that. Take the arms overhead, hook your thumbs and pull the arms overhead. The abdomen should be able to deepen even more as the buttock bones flow to the heels. If it feels like you have a hard time staying, or if it puts a strain in your back, then you should do this for time with your legs up the wall And that way you can kind of hover off the wall from time to time and learn to be here. In time, this should be quite comfortable. You should be able to stay here up to 5 minutes or more. Change the hook of your thumb. So it's kind of homework. It's really good homework, in fact, because it's deeply fortifying for the body, but it's also deeply restful because you can take your legs up the wall and do the work. So homework. A little asana homework. And then go on and hug the legs in. Roll yourself onto the right-hand side. Now, we're going to do a little bit of work on the mat, lying face down. We're going to do some Shalabhasana and some Dhanurasana. So if you'd like, I know some people like a blanket on the mat. I do. It's nice. It's a little more cushion. So if you'd like that, take it now. Certainly won't hurt anything. Then, once you've got that, no, does that tilt? Oh, no, there we go. That way, hopefully you can see me a little bit better. Let's see. Okay, so once you've got that, lie on your abdomen. And you can just put the forehead down on your hands and reach your toes back and roll the buttock to the heels. Open the frontal groin. Feel how the outer ankles firm in as the big toes reach back. And when the toes press down, you can take the tailbone in more. Now from there, take the hands behind you, hook the thumbs. Inhale, roll the shoulders back and come on up. Shalabhasana, legs stay down. Use the press of the legs down to help the frontal body lift. Exhale, go forward to come down, change the hook of your thumbs. And again, inhale, come on up. And lengthen forward to come down. Rest. Now then, lengthen back through the legs, and with an inhale, arms and legs come up. The feet can separate a little. Get your thighs to lift, get the chest to lift, and coil those thick back ribs in and up. And then come down. One more time. Lengthen and lift the legs, lift the arms. Coil those thick back ribs in. Get your shoulder blades to help them. Come in and come up. And come on down. Rest your head on your hands. We're going to take the beginnings of Bhujangasana. So bring your elbows under your shoulders. Lengthen the frontal groins back so that when you reach back through the big toes, bring your feet together. Take your big toes straight back and keep them together. Feel how that'll begin to take the tailbone deeply in. Do that with the legs. Then pull with the hands and coil those thick back ribs in to lift the chest up, but keep the pubic plate down. Now to come down, pull with the hands so the frontal body lengthens. And then you can start to walk the hands back. So you have to decide, where do your hands need to be for you? Your elbows should not lock straight, and your hands should continue to pull. So let's do that twice more. You get to play around with where you want the hands. Pull with the hands, reach with the toes, tailbone in. Inhale, come on up. And the elbows should have this little generosity to them. so that when you press the inner hand down, you can help lengthen the frontal spine up. Lengthen forward to come down. Last one. Pull and roll the frontal body up, collarbones broad. Shoulder blades and thick back ribs work together to broaden the collarbones and lift the chest more. Then lengthen forward, come down and rest, head on the forehead, head on the hands. Good, everybody. Dhanurasana. So the knees can separate a little bit. So let your knees be about hips distance. Bend the knees. Reach back with the two hands and grab your outer ankles, and then you can just put the forehead down and pause. Become aware of your frontal groins. They've lifted. So roll the buttock to the back of the knees and feel how the hamstrings want to pull to the buttock as the buttock pulls to the hamstrings. Take your tailbone in. So it kind of helps flatten out those frontal groins. Then inhale, press the feet back, lift the chest, coil those thick back ribs. Now inhale, lift the legs up, thighs up, come on up. And now roll the outer knees back and lift up more. Exhale, lengthen forward, come down, rest. So again, how you work with the tailbone is critical in these back bends because it's what keeps your lower back, your lumbar spine, neutral, right? So if you're feeling like, wow, this area is getting pinched, it means your legs aren't working correctly. So you need to really work that action of buttock to the heels, tailbone in, and keeping it. Right? So let's continue, do another Dhanurasana. So bend the knees are a little apart. Grab on. Frontal groins down. Inhale, press the legs back, lift the chest, tailbone in. Then inhale, lift the legs up. And roll the outer knees back and lift a little more. And exhale, come forward and down, rest. Bring your hands under your shoulders, sit back, hands and knees, and sit on your heels. So give yourself a moment to descend the buttock bones there. Then come to hands and knees, either on your blanket or off your blanket, and take downward dog. Good, everybody. Bring the knees back down, sit down, and take a look at the camera. Good. How you doing? Okay. Okay, good. We're going to do Parsva Dhanurasana. So you may have noticed that we're really aiming towards this region, getting this region in, and getting the tailbone in. So when you do Parsva Dhanurasana, right, it offers that opportunity because you're on your side, and it gets this part of your back, gets that part of the back more awakened. So most of you know Padmasana, but it's not something we do a ton. I'm going to show real quick on one side, and then we'll do it together. So this is what you've been doing. You lift, you come up, then you let yourself come down a little. You rock and you go onto your right side. Now, from there, feet back, exhale, but now I get to turn. So now I push the legs back and I turn and look over that upper left shoulder. Then I'll come back up and I'll go to the other side. So it offers like an intensity from side to side. If it's too much, you sit it out, or you do Dhanurasana or Shalabhasana, whatever. Okay, so come on. Join me. We're going to rock onto the right-hand side first. Lengthen your frontal groin so the tailbone is embedded. Bend the knees, hold the ankles. Ready? Inhale, come on up. Catch hold of those back ribs now. Now you're going to come down a little so you can rock onto your right side. Now press the feet back so the tailbone presses forward. Roll the left shoulder back and look over that left shoulder towards the ceiling. Now as you do, move those thick back left ribs in. Then come back to center, inhale, lift up, come down a little, and go to your left side. Now press the legs back, tailbone in, roll the right shoulder back and look to the right. Bring those thick back right ribs in. Come back to center. Inhale, go up. And come on down. Rest. Hands under the shoulders, come up, take out a Mukha Svanasana. Take your feet a little wider than your mat. Walk the hands back to the feet. Hold the outer ankles and bend the elbows wide. So the shoulders can lift, sides of the body go down. Then inhale, and come on up. Good. Shoulder stand. Get your blankets set up. Keep your mat open, or you can take your mat to a wall. I want you to use a chair today for kind of Chatushpadasana, but really it's going to turn into Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. I'll show you, but let's get ready to do. Ultimately, I will say the best way to do this is to have a wall for your chair. So I'm going to show the setup with the chair at the wall. So if you want to do that. It just keeps the chair more stable. So therefore, it's less of a strain psychologically because you know your chair's got you. Right? Otherwise, most people go, I don't know, my chair might fall. And I don't want you worried about that. Now, those of you that aren't doing shoulder stand, that's fine. You do Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. So you would do with, I'll show you the way I'd ask you to do that today. So again, if you're doing at the wall, here's the setup for the wall. I'm moving my blankets so there are bolsters distance away. That bolsters for my hips. And I'm going to be using the chair. Now,
If you're doing Setu Bandha, the way I would recommend today, I'm going to try and do another little setup here. I would take 2 blankets, fold them in half so that they're the long fold, not the thick fold, this long fold like that. Pile them up. This is Setu Bandha people only. So if you're not doing shoulder stand, then you'd lie your shoulders over those blankets. You'd take the brick for your tailbone, put it on the medium height, and you could also put it on the tall height. For me, the tall height would definitely be better, and you can choose that. It's really up to you. This is a little more, I don't know, restful, and you'd straighten your legs. Of course, I can't straighten my legs because I'm going to run into those things. With this much height under your shoulders, and with the work that we've done, you should be fine with a tall brick, almost everybody. And then you coil those backwards in. And those of you doing the shoulder stand, we're not doing anything that's completely dissimilar from that. They're all similar actions. Those of you doing shoulder stand, I'll show real quick, right? You got to kind of shimmy yourself in there. So your buttock is on the bolster and your shoulders are on the blankets the way you know. We're using the edges of the front chair leg to help the shoulders turn out. Now, watch. I'm not going to come up with the chair, okay? It looks like I am, I know, but I'm not. I'm going to turn the arms out and take my legs into Halasana. If you need another chair, just have one. Then I can turn my arms, but you grab here and you pull out, and it will help get a deeper turn of your arms, and it should feel like you're pushing that chair towards the wall. Then you bring your hands on your back. We'll do shoulder stand like normal. If you have a chair here over your head, that's a great thing to have, because then we'll be here a little bit, by the way. Then we'll take Ekapada, toes down to the chair, or toes down to the floor, your choice. We'll do that each side a couple times. Then we'll go back to the first side, Ekapada, and I'll say, reach the mound. This is my left foot. Mound your left big toe away. You see how my right leg lifts as the left leg reaches? It should do that. You see, like a windmill. Then I press into the upper arms, lift the chest, and I go, oh, hey, there's the chair. Cool. Press the heels into the chair, lift the chest. You go back up, and you do the other side. This foot doesn't have to come to the ground to help support this other. This is my right leg reaching. Okay, and it's all, listen, it's all about tailbone in. So it requires you to get those actions in shoulder stand, buttock up, tailbone in, feet together. And when you get that, this comes. So that's why I'm pointing you in that direction today. Let's go. Yep, so go ahead and take your legs overhead. Oh, good, Sarah. Into your Halasana. Good, that extra chair is perfect. So from Halasana, hold the front legs of the chair, turn your upper arms out and pull to the sides. Feel how that moves the outer shoulder blades in. It awakens the back ribs. The buttock rolls to the heels. Heels push away. Spread the mounds of the foot. And then pull the heels towards the buttock bones so the legs are very buoyant. Then put the hands against the back. Walk the hands up the back. And then begin to come into your shoulder stance. So we like to lift the feet up and then lift your knees to the ceiling, feet point towards the floor. So it's like Virasana in shoulder stand. Hey, be in that position for a minute, Wendy. Yeah, keep the Virasana. Now lift the knees to the ceiling. Lift the knees to the ceiling and take the tailbone in. Lift the knees to the ceiling. Feel your handprint on your back and open the front groin. Think about how similar this is to Dhanurasana, that back bend we did. Get the hamstrings to go to the buttock as the buttock goes to the hamstrings. Then keep that tailbone in action. Push the heels to the ceiling with your feet hips distance apart. That's it. Walk the hands up the back a little bit and get the handprints on your upper back. Good. Now keep the tailbone in. Bring the big toe mounds, those inner big toe mounds together and press the mounds of the foot to the ceiling. Even the toenails will stretch up there. Orna, your bolster isn't long ways, or maybe it is. Is it? It must be. Okay, okay, good. Your shoulder stand looks great. That looks happy. So everybody be there in that shoulder stand for a little bit so that you get that tailbone region in and the whole frontal leg, frontal thigh gets to elongate, right? Breathe. And it's almost like staying power in the tailbone and those frontal groins to maintain those alignment actions. So the tailbone's hugged from the front and the back. Keep the front thigh ascending, toenails to the ceiling, and observe how the hands on those back ribs start to get that coiling action again. Now, we're going to do the Ekapada only. That means we're going to lower one leg to Halasana and then back up. So listen, hey, don't get ahead. No, get back up there. Wendy, get that leg up. When you drop the leg, don't be cavalier about it. So instead, keep your left leg reaching up, mound of the left big toe to the ceiling, and slowly with your exhale, lower your right leg halfway down, rolling your right buttock bone to your right heel. Yeah, imagine the foot is weighted. Then inhale, lift the right leg back up. Walk your hands up your back. Keep the mound of the right big toe reaching to the ceiling. Lower the left leg halfway down by pushing the left buttock bone to the left heel. Then inhale, lift the left leg back up. Good. Keep the mound of the left big toe reaching up. Leg turning from outside in as you lower the right leg halfway down. Buttock bone to the heel. Then, good. Turn the left leg from outside in, but reach through the mound of your right big toe and touch down. Work to touch down if you can. Then with an exhale, lift that leg back up. Walk your hands up your back. Good. Keep the mound of the right big toe reaching up. Lower the left leg halfway, buttock bone to the left heel. Turn your right leg from outside in. Then mound of the left big toe reaches and you work to touch down. Even if it's a touch and go, exhale, lift that leg back up. Walk your hands up your back. Regroup for a sec. Lift your front thighs up, open the frontal groins. Now, we're going to start to work with that Setu Bandha action, bringing the leg to the chair. So when I say lower your right leg halfway down, just do the halfway business, okay? Right leg's gonna come forward halfway first. Then your mound of your left big toe is gonna reach up and then towards the wall. Reach as long as you can. That's it. And then, oh, then you bend the leg. Make your right leg follow. Bend the left leg and let it touch down onto the chair. You're right there, Orna. There you go. Touch it. Yes. And then your right leg joins. Good, Sarah. And then press both feet down and get the tailbone in, buttock to the hamstrings to the buttock. Coil those thick back ribs in and lift the chest. Good. Then right leg up, left leg up. Good. Keep the mound of the right big toe reaching to the ceiling. Lower your left leg halfway down, like Ekapada. Then it's like you're going to windmill your legs. So the mound of the right big toe reaches and your left leg just follows. Reach as long as you can, then bend the knee and touch down. Yeah. Then both feet are down, tailbone in, lift the chest. Good. Right leg up, left leg up. Shoulder stand. Last bit. Good. So that's another one of those things. You could do that many times over and over, but today, for the sake of time, take your legs down to Halasana. Assuming you're stable, you release your arms, reach them overhead, look overhead. And you slowly roll yourself down vertebra by vertebra, all the way down. Once you're down, roll back, let the shoulders rest off the blankets. Take several breaths there. If you've been there already for a little bit, the next stage, the next thing we're doing is you're just going to come up, sit on your blankets, and swastikasana with the head forward resting on the chair seat. So when you're ready, you just do that. Hey, where'd Mickey go? Oh, she's there. Okay, good. I was afraid I lost her again. Good. Lift up, switch the crossing of your legs. And then come on up and rest in Shavasana. By Clifford, we're gonna have a very short Shavasana, but why don't you just move the blankets aside and put your calves on the chair seat? So it's a nice way to get into Shavasana and drop in fairly deeply, fairly quickly. Let the low back spread out there against the ground. Allow the groins to soften and let go. Close the eyes and settle in.
with the length of the exhalation. Long and smooth exhales. Patient exhalations. Observing that deep, quiet space inside. And then gently bend the knees and roll yourself all the way onto your right hand side. Use your left hand, press the floor away. Come on up. And that's all for this evening. Namaskar.